These are people that don't chop. It is Nigeria. Let's wake up, oh. Let's wake up, oh. These are people that have chopped, that don't want to stop chopping. Tinubu. They should ask you who is Mogaji. These are people that don't chop. Is this fair? Look at people going there and look at what they are. People find out people that have chopped from him. That have chopped. They call it national cake. Is it fair? Is it fair? Is this fair, guys? Obi? 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 I'm a Yoruba woman and I'm giving all as much as I can to an Igbo man, Obi, Peter Obi. Look at all these people. Look at them. Now, ask me, how did they pay for their trip here? Ask, how did they pay for this trip? How? No be juju. Yes, so no be juju be that. How did they pay for it? Is it fair? It's not fair. We keep saying, is it fair? And we're not doing nothing about it. We're not making a change. Is it fair? I beg, may I go do something?
Members of the armed forces for a country with a population of 200 million plus.
It's more than that.
The numbers,
you don't even know.
The equipment, the skills, and the training.
Just talk and treat that country anyhow. And people living there, they're not human beings.
To meet the asymmetric nature of the security challenges that we face. Because today, our armed forces are not fighting with other countries. They are fighting with non-state actors.
I am obedient. They don't chop. Look at them. How did he fly into London? Guess where the money is using? The hotel is going to stay in. Guess who's going to be paying for it? Let us continue to sleep, Abby. Continue to sleep. Once we don't chop out of it, we are not happy. Is it fair? You need to go to Nigeria and see how the youths are suffering. Especially. Look how they are suffering. They go to university, come out with nothing.
What we are facing in Nigeria today, banditry, terrorism, separatism, and oil theft requires a new approach towards security, enhancing the numbers, providing enhanced technology, and collaborating with the rest of the world to ensure that our country is not only internally safe, but not a threat to our neighbors. Thirdly, the issue of proliferation of small arms. Following the collapse of Libya due to no fault of ours, will have to be addressed through collaboration with countries like Mali, Niger, Sudan, and Chad, and so on and so forth. These were already started, but this will be deepened and broadened under the leadership of a new security team under the Bola Ahmed Tinubu administration by the special grace of God. Thank you.
We have a third question on education and youth, of which I have, we've got about 30 questions on this, including from Mariam Haruna. So, Mr. Tinubu, maybe you'd like to answer that question.
I would love to do so.
Is this what we want for Nigeria, guys? Is this who we want for Nigeria? They've been in Nigeria. He's the godfather of, so allegedly, Oni of Ife. And you guys know that I adore anything tradition. Is this what we want? Is this what we want? Is this what we need? Let's just live as I'm at the chop. I want chop. I want chop. It's national cake. Is this what we want? Look at all the people they have there. Can you see? They all look alike. Is this right? Is this fair? Is this fair? YouTube. He's an old man. We look at, I said, Joe Biden. He's been someone that has been, and one is educated, highly educated. So someone like him, even if he's sleeping, his eyes closed, he will still know what he has to do. He will still know what he has to do. You come abroad for medication, for treatment. Why can't you go to Nigeria hospital, National Hospital, for example, in Abuja? Eh? All your children or your family, they have properties there. Why? Why? My own son that went to university with first class degree. Imagine if it was in Nigeria, where do you think he would get? Nothing. Look at. How this thing they pay me for belly. How can people like this entertain such? He's the godfather of Lagos. We know that. People should please tell me, who is Mogaji? Remember that news that Lover brought out? And it's the truth. Huh? Look at Atiku. Is Atiku a Nigerian? Why? Why? When are we going to wake up? What does this man want? You've been to hospital, you've been to England. Let's say, okay, you come here for your medical checkup. You've been here so many times. You don't believe that God is God that owns your life? You don't know that anything can happen, even as they talk? Why are people not, I won't say afraid, that respect life?
No, it's the lady behind you. I'm so sorry.
Why are people not like respect life?
Nigerian is the after over 40 years. I know we have remittances over 30 billion remitted to Nigeria from worldwide every year.
That's basic.
And I do
If you know how much Nigeria is owing.
every electoral cycle
Hey, Jesus Christ.
in diaspora.
I beg.
Is there any plans you have, sir, with regards to diaspora voting?
Thank you so much. Good question.
And YouTube, I give attributions to Chatham House.
Yes, please go
I
ahead.
give attributions and gratitude, and the copyright belongs to Chatham House.
From ASP News Agency. I cover Nigeria. I'm based in Abuja. I have two quick questions.
She's based in Abuja. Yeah. And Nigeria is it's not as bad as they say it, guys. It's a beautiful place.
In
Huh?
administration.
Do you think I won't prefer my son to go and work with his degree and my children to go and work in Nigeria? And they will make it better. They will put something better. Especially people from here. But do you think I want them to? Because of the safety?
Coming back another round. Yes, you, sir.
They are telling him what to say again. They have to remind him. They have to remind him. They have to remind him. I don't see that with Obi.
You've been an integral part of the government for the last 2 terms. Why should people vote for you? Why are you a fit and proper person?
Yeah,
Thank you very much.
this is a good question.
So
Sorry.
the question was,
This is a good
you've
question.
served, 2 terms in this government.
Good.
So why should you be now elected as president?
Thank
That's your
you.
time in government. And then we have the question on.
That's a
remittances
good question.
from,
What are you looking for? You're nearly 90.
vote. And then the
What are you looking for?
John's France Press,
Kilonwa, this man.
to get employment.
Your wife is in power. Your children are in power. What are you looking for? Let people like my children try get this as well.
We call on
People like our children. Give them a chance.
First question.
You can't even remember the question again.
Can we have a microphone, please?
You can't remember the question again. Who is paying for all this? Eh? Who is paying for it? Guess. You know now. You guys know.
Oh, okay.
All of them don't chop. Look at them. Look at them. It's really annoying, guys. Really, really painful.
But let's just have. It's a constitutional matter. Please, let's let Mr. Tinubu. He's the space.
Okay, I think it was Herufai last night that mentioned that diaspora voters are entitled to voting. If you make contribution to the economy with remittances that you have been making, your right to vote should not be abrogated, not promoted. However, we are still building confidence in our democratic and voting system. INEC is still yet to assure us during this election that electronic transmission, the technology being used for accreditation, and the total food count is reliable, dependable, and assuring in our democratic process. Before we introduce a complicated element of mail-in ballots and so on.
So, please. So my message is this conversation will be continued on 17th of January. We have Professor Yakubu here from INEC. Please come back and have a discussion with him. Second question, the one on economic growth and reducing unemployment. Please, sir, the microphone is just there for you.
Thank you. Good afternoon. As our presidential candidate said in his speech, his aim is to increase economic growth. He talked about getting at least 7% growth, because that in 10 years will help to double GDP growth. And the key to his policy for increasing economic growth, achieving rapid growth, is to enable the private sector to make the investments that will increase productivity, grow the economy, create the jobs, and reduce poverty. That's the trajectory. And in particular, he's going to implement both, as he mentioned, the monetary and fiscal policies that will free up the space for private investment, particularly in infrastructure, and also through the promotion of agro-allied industrial processing zones. It is in agriculture in particular where the jobs will be created that will enable not just growth, but inclusive growth that provides enough employment opportunities that will lead to reduction of poverty. So the Tinubu administration is essentially all about private sector driven economic growth, and foreign direct investment will also be a key element of that process. That's the objective of the administration, and that's what they intend to achieve through the economic policy. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And there was the third question from Arise News on that you've served 2 terms, Mr. Tinubu, already in associated with government. Why should you be president, I guess, is the question that was asked.
I guess my name is Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and the current president is Muhammadu Buhari. And there's nowhere in the Constitution that says, a current administration cannot be a continuity in their own ways. It doesn't remove me from adaptation to my own economic philosophy and developmental program. I did it in Lagos. I converted the greatest liability threatening the environment and Lagos existence to asset of magnetic value. I've employed various hands in Lagos, whether you are from Lagos or not. I've encouraged private investment in Lagos more than any other part of the country. In fact, beating the federal government before we took over the reign of the nation. Vision, courage, and can-do attitude of an individual is self-given. And I believe I've earned that throughout it.
So this may well be the last last round of questions because the clock may defeat us. So, the gentleman right at the back there, you, sir? Yes? Go ahead. First question.
Thank you. My name is Ayo. I lead a social justice charity here in the UK. I want to ask, in 2018, when Prime Minister Theresa May signed the defense partnership with Nigeria, renewed again this year, many look at that and say it has produced no benefit for people up and down Nigeria. What changes would you be looking to make to that defense partnership arrangement to make it more effective?
Tell us your name, please, also.
My name is Priscilla Winkbo. I'm a freelance broadcast journalist. So you've spoken a great deal about what you've done in Lagos, and yes, we're very aware of it, and you're a team player because you're able to include everybody else, and we appreciate your team here today, and they're very capable, and we can see that they have the capacity and the capability. However, sir, you are running for president, and as Nigerians, we would very much like to hear from you because we believe the office of the president, if voted in, will be you and not your team per se. So on that note, sir, if I may, we haven't seen you engage with Nigerians on a one-to-one interview or at any of the live programs that has been going on. And furthermore, there are issues at the moment running with regards to your identity, with regards to your age. So I wonder if you could provide some clarity on the issues of your identity and age, and also let us know where we can engage with you one-on-one in an interview, hear from you directly as the office holder. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I'm going to take two more, one from this row, one for that, and we're finished. You, sir, there. Yeah, please, go ahead. Yeah.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen.
Can we be quiet, please?
Your Excellency, Dr. Alex, my name is Otumba Eric Ayola. I'm the Secretary of the PSA UK Progressive Solidarity for Ashiwaju. My question to you, Your Excellency, sir, is about the health sector. We know that we're suffering a great deal in Nigeria as for health. So, sir, how do you intend to do two things? One, uplift the provision of health in Nigeria, and secondly, how do we stop the brain drain of our best doctors, nurses escaping Japa to the UK or anywhere else? Thank you.
Thank you very much. We'll take one more and that's it. We had many questions online about health also, and what a Tinubu administration would do about health. So this is going to be very difficult for me. So the gentleman there, yes, you, sir. We're going to have a microphone coming to you. This is the final question. Yeah, there. Please, go ahead.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. President, my name is EJ Balangalari.
Please.
Mr. President, my name is EJ Balangalari, a member of the APC from Adamawa State. Your two opponents, Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, has prided himself as a unifier, but has failed to unify his party. And the other one, I will not mention his name, is running his campaign on religion. After May 29th, how do you intend to unify Nigeria, and what should we expect your cabinet to look like?
Thank you very much. So you have 4 questions there, which were, how are you going to unify Nigeria after elections? That's the final one. Health. What are your health policies for Nigeria if you become president? The other one was the lady, I forget your name. Priscilla asked about, are you going to do one-to-ones? And also there's speculation about a number of issues around yourself. I guess I've read on the internet about health and various things. People are asking questions. And then there was the final question about that the UK Nigeria defense partnership doesn't seem to have delivered. What would you like to see a bilateral defense arrangement with the United Kingdom? How could it help Nigeria? Those were the questions.
Okay. Like, I would still want to adopt some of the methods I did to show the team and the capacity that we have. The woman leader for APC can answer the question on the health, I believe. That personal question, I will leave it to the last contribution.
Okay. So that you'll get answered last of all.
Yeah.
Please go ahead.
And
Go ahead, please, on health. Let's move ahead.
and then we call on the Speaker of the House of Representatives, Bajabi Amila, to contribute on this on the second question.
Go ahead.
Thank you very much for this opportunity. I want to very clearly state that the Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu's administration, when voted into power, it's really very specific on achieving
Can you
universal
see
health
everybody that
coverage
don't chop
through certain
out of
indices,
it?
which we will be working
You guys
at.
can hear now. You can hear.
His Excellency has clearly stated that first, we need to fix the health system of Nigeria and improve on what is there already, providing the right environment in terms of the pay, in terms of the engagement, in terms of training of health workers, improving of the facilities, that's the infrastructure that we need to give Nigeria quality healthcare services. More importantly is the fact that we want to move into a system where we can make our primary healthcare more functional. Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu is also concerned in providing access for healthcare to everyone. He's going to do this by ensuring that he provides free healthcare for pregnant women and children under 5 and ensure that everyone has a mandatory contribution to our health insurance scheme. Beyond this, Nigeria has been more dependent on importing drugs from outside the country, vaccines from outside the country. He is going to also go into health manufacturing, where we'll produce the essential medicines that Nigerians can consume. But most importantly is the fact that he would look into the issue of brain drain and turn it around to become brain gain for Nigeria. All of us seated here, we have many doctors, many experts outside Nigeria, and that's why he's here today in the diaspora to interact with you. He would attract all of this brain down into specialist hospitals that will be built across the geopolitical zones in Nigeria. That way, we can give quality healthcare to Nigerians and equally prepare for the next pandemic if it ever happens. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. And then we had the speaker. Where is he? There he is.
In order to pronounce your name right. Go ahead.
Kabajab Mayala.
Just call me Baja. That's fine. What was the question, please?
The defense pact.
Oh, the defense pact with Nigeria.
Yeah.
Well, let me very quickly say this. Defense pacts are many. There's bilateral and there's multilateral. And it's not just the UK that has signed the defense pact with Nigeria. I'm not sure what indices or the measurements that were used to say it has proven nothing. If that defense pact was signed in 2018, we're now in 2022. I think it will take the most ingenious person to say that there has not been a trajectory or change between what we had in 2018 in terms of flags being hoisted in their various local governments and what we have now. I think more important in terms of defense pacts, it's a defense pact with the United States and other countries, apart from the UK as well. So I call it a multilateral defense pact. We have the Leahy Act in America, which we need to look into, which actually deprives Nigeria and some other countries of utilizing armaments that are manufactured in the United States. And this is based on human rights records. But you cannot on one hand condemn terrorism, and on the other hand make it difficult for Nigeria to get arms from those countries. It's a no-brainer. And that's what we're going to be going around in circles. So we're looking towards, and Shivaji will be looking towards, and this is a matter that is dear to his heart, because without security, security is the bedrock. You can't actually build something on nothing. You have to secure the country first. So that's an area that this administration is looking at very, very seriously. And in terms of all the arms of government, defense sectors, communicating with themselves as opposed to acting in silos is one area that Ashwaji Bola Ahmed is looking forward to in his administration. And I just want to use this opportunity to say this: there's going to be a lot of intersection between all the candidates and their programs and their manifestos. And you're left with only one thing. When everybody's addressing the same thing and more or less saying the same thing, obviously following the lead of Ashwaju, you're left with one thing. And that's what happens all over the world. A candidate runs on his record. So we are left with the track record of all the candidates that are running. And somebody's track record is there for all to see. It's there. Some people may not want to hear about Lagos, but it is what it is. He's done it for 8 years. He continues to do it in Lagos and everywhere else that he touches. So that is all we can depend on. Not speculation, I will do. You have before you a thinker and a doer. You have his records before you. Unless, of course, the candidate does not have a record to run on, or his record is not good, then you begin to character assassinate, begin to speak to personalities that are neither here nor there and obviously not true, and you avoid and run away from the issues. Let's make it about the issues. Thank you.
And finally, you do have a question from Priscilla at the back there.
Priscilla, thank you very much for the question. It's inquisitive. But at the time of birth, I was dated March 29, 1952, and the family record. I didn't think then, that day, I've determined to be, or decided to be, a president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Not even that I will go to politics. I've had a very good exposure in life. My record is consistent. And the school and the university, they questioned. They now confessed that they wasted their money and their time. The record is there. The transcript is there. So in March 1952, I'm not claiming another father. I am Tinubu and Tinubu property. If they want a DNA, they could as well require for one. One of them has been even accused of not being a Nigerian citizen. I didn't touch that area. Equally, it remains the same. Deloitte, Chicago State University, where I graduated, has attested to that. Now I can announce that I've received my original replacement degree certificate from them. The Deloitte trained me as an accounting firm. Mobile has attested to my record, a standing record. I got to the pinnacle of my career. And the private sector, who among them can brag about it? Now, want to wrestle with the pig, you got to live with the dirt. That's what I'm doing. I go into politics. They are knowing fully well that it's a muddy water. Small will come. You will have to live with the dirt and make sure you're upright to finish the job. Thank you. Any part of it that they answer?
Nigeria.
That
Nigeria. They want it to want to set to
conversation.
everybody there.
Excuse
I won't be surprised.
me.
They are getting some things out of this guy. That's why they are there.
I see myself as a marketable individual.
Something that was not
Want to
selling.
use me to make
Nigeria.
money, and I'm saying no.
Ah, you, Tinubu. Don't sorrow. Look at, can you see everybody? Definitely said Tinubu is a brilliant man. Continue. All of you now continue. God day. Yeah. God day.